Okay, I need to record because there's several things on here that I need to discuss about the calculator, and you probably already discovered it, but okay, let's look. There's 3 terms here. Use your pencil to correct or whatever. There's 3 terms. These 2 terms have the same exact variable. So you can't add that C into those because that's C squared and that's C. So what's negative 8 plus 5? Negative 3 squared plus C should be your final answer. That's all you can do. Who got that right? Awesome. A few people. That's all you can do. Guys, C squared and C are 2 different things. C squared is this. C squared is that. C is just a line. That's C squared. Okay. So, on the next one, these are the only 2 terms we can put together. So, I'm going to put 3f squared, what? Minus 4. Or you could put negative 4 plus 3f squared. You can write it that way. But check it, fix it, correct it with your pencil. Okay, on the next one, we're going to do distributive property. We're going to multiply negative 8 times that, negative 8 times that term. That's called a binomial, bicycles 2. Has anybody ever ridden a unicycle with one wheel? Okay, when I was in junior high, my friend got one for Christmas. And I mean, she got so good at that thing, she could ride it forever. It takes lots of balance, but man, it helps you in every sport if you can balance yourself on a unicycle and ride it. I would try, but I was kind of scary of falling, so. And you had to ride it on a road. You can't ride it, well, you can ride it in the grass, but it's harder. So anyway, but I never got good at it. She could ride it forever. Unicycle, uni is 1, bicycles 2, so that's binomial. Binomial. So first take care of your negative or your signs. Negative times negative is, now multiply your numbers. 8 times 1 is 8, then your variables, D. Negative times negative is positive. 8 times 4, 32, D squared. We ought to get the, yes, positive. Negative times negative is positive, yeah. Okay, now we're going to multiply 2 times, negative times positive, negative 2 times 5, 10, and then J. Negative times positive, 2 times 3, 6. We ought to be getting good at that. I hope. Okay, now on the next one, you just got to follow the rule. Now, they messed up on these. And I should have checked this before I ran it off, and I should have and changed it because that's not correct. Okay, but this one is. To follow the rule, what am I going to write? X to the negative 4, Y to the negative 4. Okay? On the next one, what they should have written was X in parentheses to the 0 power is 1. Because if you say X is negative to the 0 in parentheses, you're going to get a negative. So they should have crossed that out and put X in parentheses to the 0 power is 1. Okay? So on the next one, what they were trying to do, they should have put negative 14 to the 0 power is 1. So fix it. Okay. What are you doing? You had it covered up. You don't even know if you're right or not. What I need for you to do is we're going to go on your calculator, clear. We're going to write She can't come right now. Just a minute. I'll send her. Okay. Guys, you're going to put parenthesis, open parenthesis, open parenthesis, negative 14, close the parenthesis, arrow up to 0. Now, do you see that little arrow flashing? That arrow flashing? That means if you type another number, it's going to stay up there with that 0. You probably found that out. Okay? So you have to hit the right arrow button to bring it back down. Now, if you are finished with this, then it's no big deal. You just hit enter, and you're going to get 1. Okay? But if you did what they said, you got negative 1. If you did exactly what they said, you would have got negative 1. The parentheses matter when you have a negative, for sure. You got to pay attention to that negative sign. So anything except 0 to the 0 power is 1. 0 to the 0 power is an arrow. Okay, just trust me, I just did it. Okay, so, but if you just put, everybody go do negative 14, arrow up to the 0 power. You're going to get negative 1. Because all they did was take 14 to the 0 power, which is 1, and then put the negative sign on it. Parentheses are important, so I'm trying to point out. Okay, everybody go to mode. Everybody go to mode. Go down to next. We could have clicked the arrow up button. Okay, go down to answers. And answers should be on fraction. Is fraction highlighted on yours? If it's not, highlight it. Hit enter. Okay, everybody good? Hit mode. Go down to next, to the next screen. Keep going till you see answers. Where you see answers, you're going to go hit fraction. Down there. Well, we're not going to worry about setting it. Okay, so here's what I need you to do. This is written wrong too. Put x in parentheses to the negative 1 equals 1 over x. Write that down. We're going to start easy over here. What they're trying to show you is, let's say that we have negative 6 in parentheses. No, I'm sorry. Make that a positive 6 to the negative 2. We'll start off real easy. Okay, 6 in parentheses to the negative 2. You cannot, in algebra, you cannot leave your answer with a negative exponent. Just like you can't leave 2/4 as a fraction. You got to change it to 1/2. You cannot change it. You cannot leave it like that with a negative exponent. All you do is to get rid of that negative sign is put it what I call downstairs in the denominator. So it's 1 over 6 squared, which is 1 over 36. That doesn't mean when it's a negative exponent that it's negative. That's one problem that algebra kids have. When it's a negative exponent, that means you're going to move that down to the denominator and put 1 on top. That's all you're doing. So, I'm going to prove it to you. Go to second quit. Put 6, since it's not negative or positive, we can just put it 6. Arrow up, negative 2, and hit enter. What'd you get? Okay. Let's do 5 to the negative 2. Now, let's put it in parentheses, negative 5, parentheses, arrow up to the negative 2. What do you, hey, before you hit enter, what do you think the answer is going to be? Guys, okay, I hear negative 1 over 25, and I heard 1 over 25. Who votes for the negative answer? Who votes for the positive answer? Because a negative times a negative is a positive. Hit enter. 1 over 25. But now, let's just hit -5 arrow up to the -2. Guys, you can learn so much by putting things in the calculator. You can learn so much. Oh, if I put it in parentheses, it's going to be positive. If I leave it out, it's going to be negative. Because that is just taking the 5 to the -2 power. Does that make sense? And then it's the opposite of that. Okay? So, because we know that right there, what do we know this is going to be? Oh, and this should be in parentheses right there. Move the parentheses beside the -7. So what do you think this is going to be? Well, go put it in your calculator. See what you get. Yeah, it's going to be positive. Why is it positive? Well, okay, we'll go with that just right now. Okay? I'm going to show you something in just a second. So what'd you get? 1/2401, huh? 1/2401? Good. Okay, let's go do parentheses. Let's put -5, close the parenthesis, arrow up to the -3. It was in parentheses and it's still negative. There's a reason. Huh? The exponent is a negative. What number's negative? No. The 3 is odd. The 3 is odd. Guys, if you take, let's just do this in parentheses, do -5 arrow, close the parentheses, arrow to 3. You're going to get -125 because it's odd. It's -5 times -5 times -5. 3 negatives make a negative. Right? Negative times negative times negative is a negative. We should know that. So that's why that's why this is positive, because that's a 4. 4 is even. So 4 negatives are going to end up being a positive because it's an even number. Okay, does everybody get that? Okay, we're going to keep working on that. That's really algebra. Remember, I'm trying to get you ready for algebra. Okay, so now who picked this point and that point to do the slope? The first two, no? Well, Logan and Hayden and Tori. Okay, what'd y'all pick? The rest of you, what'd you pick? The last two? What'd you pick, Madison? Yeah. Okay, look. Why would she want to pick the first one and the third one? There's no decimal. No, there's no decimals there. Because they're negatives. Because they're both. You can pick any two on the table. You can pick any two on the table. It doesn't matter. Okay? But who picked the last two? Well, it's kind of spread out. I thought there's nobody. Okay. So I'm just going to do the first two. So I'm going to circle my Y's. It doesn't matter what you did, you're going to get the same answer as us. I'm going to circle my Y's, and I'm going to start with 1.5. So 1.5 minus 1. So I got to start with -3 minus a -4. 1.5 minus 1 is 0.5. Keep, change, 1, which equals 0.5. What's another name for 0.5? 1/2. So the slope is a half. Circle that. We're going to need it in a minute. Somewhere put M is 1/2 on your paper. Up there. If you didn't do it. We're going to need it. Okay, what are the domains? 4, -3. Boy, the algebra teacher next year is going to be so happy with y'all. What's this going to be? 1. Awesome. This is, the domain is the X, right? So X is domain, Y is range. Independent. The y depends on what you put in for x. X is, because it's rise over run, input. Good. Who got that whole chart filled out by yourself? Great. Oh, come on, people. It was on the page that we did in the other packet. Okay, now it says use that table to graph this. So I did -4, 1, and I did -2, 2. Good. I didn't worry about the halves. You just really need 2 points. 3's better, 2's okay. But I used that, and I went, oh, over 2, up 1, over 2. I can do 5 more points if I wanted. Why did I want that point for sure? Why did I want that point? It's a y-intercept. And it didn't ask for the equation, but now I can, man, I know what the equation is. Oh, I'm going to give you about 5 seconds, and everybody's going to get the equation, and we're all going to say it. It's going to make Miss Cosby so happy. It's going to make my Thursday. Go. Y equals okay, stop. Why didn't half of you say that? Why didn't half of you know what that was? We've been working on this. Why didn't you know what it was? Logan just told y'all that that was the y-intercept. That's your B. Everybody circle that and put B. I'm scared. I'm really scared that we couldn't do that. Guys, we already knew that 1/2 was the slope. Okay. I'm going to have to redo my lesson plans because I thought this was just a done deal that everybody knew how to do that. It's not done, is it? Because only 3 people second period knew it. I forgot to do it first period. Oh dear. Is the slope positive, negative, 0, or undefined? Why? But it's, and the slope is 1/2, which is positive. Good. What's the y-intercept? Well, they want the coordinate. 0, 3. Good. Guys, you can say it 2 ways. You can say 3 or 0, 3. What's the rise? What's the run? Okay, is this proportional? No. Let's prove why it's not. Okay, let's circle the 4 and the 6. Why am I circling the 4 and the 6? What do they have in common? Which is the, well, we could call it the B. It's the height. Aren't they the height of both triangles? And 5 is the hypotenuse. What is 7? We're going to go set it up. Yours may not look like mine. Don't erase, because if your crisscross is the same, you got it right. Tell me what you wrote, somebody. 5/4. Good. Now, yours may not look like mine and Logan. Yours might be different, but your crisscross is going to be the same. What's 5 times 6? 30. What's 4 times 7? Oh, those don't equal. That's why it's a no. Well, if that's 6, yeah. Yeah. Okay, this is 3. 3, 4, 5, huh? Okay, now, I'm scared about this next one. Lots of people hadn't known what that figure was. Remember, don't you mark that out? What is that figure? Nope. Why do we know it's a pyramid? One base. It has one base. It looks like a square to me. It appears to be a square. I didn't measure it. I'm going to call it a square because it appears to be that way. But why do I know for sure it's a pyramid? Has one base, and it's surrounded by triangles. Because if you fold that up, guys, all those triangles, it's going to come to one point. So what is the volume? Or how do I get the volume? 1/3. I know, but what's the capital B stand for? Area of the base times the height. Awesome. Okay, right here, who knows what C is before doing the theorem? Okay, that's okay. 5 squared plus 12 squared equals 25, 144, 169. Now, I didn't make y'all rewrite it. I'll let y'all go ahead and take the square root. But that's 169. 13 equals C. Do you notice they didn't go put C equals 13? They didn't switch it. Because the square root of C squared is C, not 13. Okay, that's important. Division is called quotient. Transformation is dilation. Total area. They tried to trick y'all on that one, didn't they? Because I thought, surely that's not all they want. And total surface area. And the Pythagorean theorem. Everybody say that. Okay. Put this in your binder. We're going to do 38 tomorrow. Okay. Who needs to finish their color sheet? Raise your hand. So you got to finish your color sheet. If you're done,